Hey there guys, it's Nathan Bingham, captain of Team Bing, and I'm here with Jack Wright looking back at the charity match we had last year in May for Sport in Mind, and we're going to commentate on it and relive some of the memories from that game. Over to you, Jack.
What a truly amazing experience it was to be part of it, to have actually, we just see Natty on screen now, one of our NHS workers. Congratulations and thank you for everything that you're doing for us right now. It really is appreciated in this time of need, isn't it, Nathan? And here we are, the teams are lining up right now. Team Bing in the blue and Team Wright in the yellow.
A bit of rearranging. MJB, the ref, John Payne, Michael Ricketts, and they all did it voluntary, so that was super nice of them to come and support the game by officiating, and they did a good job. There were a couple of dodgy decisions overall, but they did a good job, I think.
We'll take a look at those, and look at that rearranging at the front there.
Look at that.
Cousin Matt Hayden on Team Wright and Charlie Laurie on Team Bing. Looks like it's the closest that Charlie's going to get to Matt all game right there. Definitely the only time Charlie's got the ball off Matt, that's for sure. But yeah, there's a bunch of misfits in there on both teams, but both doing it for a great cause.
Yeah. I saw Charlie weave in to get next to his cousin then. He sneaked in there at the end, so he grabbed the ball, didn't he? So he was obviously trying to put him in his pocket, but it didn't seem to work.
No, and then Alex Quick's mum just going off. She's taking a few good photos there.
Oh, you left Charlie hanging there as well.
Yeah. He's not going to like that.
Few mind games already for Charlie, so it's not been the best start for him. And the game's not even kicked off yet.
Look at that, shaking everyone else's hand. Miles giving me a little good luck speech. Matt giving me a little cuddle. Well, that's nice to see. Oh, Chris Dodd running in now.
Oh, Pat's already taking his shirt off.
Yeah. Oh.
Any excuse, eh? But how were you feeling then, starting the game, Jack? Were you guys confident?
Well, we've had one little kickabout at the Dome, and we heard that you guys have been training every week, so we were obviously a little bit nervous to see how you guys were going to get on. We know that you had a few good players, but we had a few good players in our team as well. We knew that the toss was going to be really important because there was a lot of sun going around, and the pitch was rock hard.
Well, that's an understatement, isn't it, really? That pitch.
Yeah, look at God knows why I'm shouting at people there, but none of them are listening.
I would love... We need a caption competition right there.
Yeah.
I'm telling someone off now. Probably someone hasn't got the top on underneath. But.
Yeah, I think it probably is. We've got 3 players in yellow on the sideline. Yeah. Pat Taylor's now got a top on, which is nice to see.
This is when you just want the game to start, don't you, here, really?
Yeah.
It's just like...
we're still not sure what's going on. MJB's telling us the rules. He's saying, right, lads, I want a clean game. This is for charity. Right, what's the call then? Heads or tails? We're still... It
looks like he asked me. Yeah. I would have said tails.
Oh, you did get the call. That's favouritism, that is. You can tell that you're his son. We'll remember that later.
It was same-sided coin, one of those dodgy ones. No, but it was a bit more about Sport in Mind for those who are watching this for the first time. So they're a Berkshire-based mental health charity, and they provide wellbeing sessions, so like physical activity through sport to support those in need. So whether it's badminton classes, tennis, they provide loads of really open and engaging sessions that you don't have to go there with a massive commitment. You can just show up, have a bit of fun, and just unwind. So it's a great charity doing important work, especially for mental health, which is just unfortunately on the rise. And this game actually took place during Mental Health Awareness Week, didn't it? So that was nice.
And, we got a lot of people talking about it that wouldn't have ordinarily felt comfortable talking about it on both teams. So I think that was really nice to see, and I think that since then, those people that were able to open up and talk about it have gone a bit from strength to strength, and feel as though their friendship group has got a lot closer, which is really great to see.
That's it, and we've played together, Jack, haven't we, for years, and we know how nice it is to have that team environment, have a bit of a laugh, unwind from work, and just it's there's nothing really that can beat it when you've had a good result or you're playing well and having fun.
Exactly. Anyway, we realised that we haven't announced our lineups. We've already
haven't.
kicked off.
It doesn't look like the cameras have thought we've started either, because it's
This was a moment when Matt Lee was through on goal 1-on-1 and completely scuffed it. Tapped it straight down my throat, which was really nice to see, as we could have been down 1-0 down within 35 seconds.
Right, looks like George is now using the camera. So thank you so much to George, by the way. We said it at the time, but he did an awesome job setting up this live feed, and he got the best angle he could with that little hill. But thank you, George. Much appreciated.
So do you want to go through your lineup, Nathan Bingham? Seeing as now we're looking at a man's.
There's Kathy. So
there's Kathy with a bucket.
We should give Kathy a shout out, shouldn't we? Recovering from her operation, and she also collected quite a bit of money with going around the pitch. So that was awesome. That really helped add to our fundraising total, which we ended up getting to 1.5k, didn't we? Oh, here's the big moment, Jack. Here it's coming up.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's play through.
He's miles off.
Right, so we got a special guest coming in to talk through the decision with VAR. So what's your thoughts?
Okay, so in an offside position, yes. Did the defender play the ball? Yes. The question is, was he put under pressure to play the ball because of the offside position of that player? Has he been drawn away from it? So has that player gained an advantage by being in that position, and the defenders felt he's had to play the ball? So it was an early call, but from that angle, probably a right one.
Great work by John Payne there. Let's applaud him.
John Payne.
I'd love to see it from another 6 angles, though.
Yes.
Get the red lines out, the mystery lines. But that's a he's left his mark there, hasn't he?
It's a good tap, that one by Craig. We still haven't talked about the lineup, but
anyway, you feel free to go through yours. I'm trying to work ours out.
Also on Kathy Barratt, I know that Debbie Wright was also walking around selling chocolate brownies on the day. So great work by Mrs. Barratt and Mrs. Wright over there. So going through our lineup, we had 3 brothers all on the pitch at the same time, which was a great moment for their mum, who wasn't there, so maybe not such a great moment for her, and also their dad on the bench. So something that Chris never believed could happen in his lifetime. And now, apparently, as a Boxing Day tradition, they get this game out every Boxing Day and watch it before the Palace game.
This game?
Yeah, this game.
Nice.
Every Boxing Day, they're going to get it out for the rest of their lives, apparently. As we'll see later in the day, Chris Fisher still doesn't want to see it, but it needs to happen. So we started off with me and goal. We had a back 4 because it's what we do. With Andy Fisher right back, Jamie Fisher left back, Ben Steer, who actually got injured in that header back, so less than 5 minutes into the game, and couldn't play 5-a-side for 2 weeks, and George Fisher centre half. So the 3 Fishers in defence. And then actually I forgot about the other brother, the younger brother, who played centre mid for us, Sam Fisher, with Matt Hayden and Alex Quick. On the left we had Tom Kadaki. On the right we had Mark Wright, who, shout out to him, that his brother played with Nathan for a long time at Woodley Saints. Mark now in this country with Chris in the US. Chris has not kicked the ball since, and you can really tell. And up front, Craig Masterson, who was his first game in a long time from injury. On the bench we had Ollie, who'd come all the way down from Wales for the game. Daniel Morris Gin, who is a big game player, as we'll see. Him and Pat Taylor had a lot of run-ins when they were younger. So we'll see if there's any dirty tackles going in. And we also had Luke Longman on the bench, as well as Chris Fisher. So that was our team. A strong team that plays in 5-a-side together. we've been on 11-a-side pitch together.
Strong.
It was strong. Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. It's playing together. That's something that's completely, throws a new dynamic into the works, because it's, you might play together in 5-a-side, but playing on a pitch like this, different styles. Some players just click, some players just don't. So you're right. We did have some sessions beforehand. I think we had about maybe 3 or 4 sessions at Woodford, or evening sessions. So that was pretty good for getting together. But when you play on those lovely surfaces and then try and keep the ball down, and then you come to this pitch and your first touch ball's off your shin, you're a bit like, oh, here we go, we're in for a one. So
Loic Armstrong was also on the bench for us, a late addition to the squad.
I just watched Craig absolutely smash it one.
That is put that absolutely miles. Speaking of Craig, there's a little bit of bad blood between the teams because of not Craig Masterson, because of Craig Hunter wasn't there. Nathan, do you want to talk to the fans that are watching this about this? Because some say that inspired Team Wright when we saw him.
It's a big moment of controversy, to be honest, and Craig's a very, very important member of the Woodley United Sunday team, and we all know Jack's played alongside him and had lots of joy playing with him over the years. You could even say they love each other. Like, they are close. And then
we are very close.
Coming up to the game, Team Bing saw that, George is having a bit of a wobbly with the camera, isn't he?
What's going on here, George? Go on, mate.
We identified centre back as a bit of a weak area, so we thought, he's the rock of a defence, and let's see if he can come in. And then luckily he said yes. I think we just got there a few days before Team Wright.
2 days before Team Wright,
yeah. And he was at a moral dilemma, and I think under the influence of a few teammates, he made a controversial decision to kind of stay on Team Bing and maybe not be clear about what he was doing.
And then statement, he said yes to Team Wright. He was added to the WhatsApp group, so he said yes to both teams. Luckily he, against probably some of your team, as you were saying, judgment, who told him to just say that he was playing for our team until the day and then just rock up in a sky blue top. He did let us know that he wasn't going to be playing, but said that he had a wedding to go to, which was a lie.
So when did he tell you that he had the wedding?
He told us a couple of weeks before the game, so we did have enough time to, change his position on the bench, because that's all he would be good for. And that's where Ollie jumped in, came down from Wales for the game, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he did let us know with enough time, but
still a major talking point.
It was, but yeah, it did give Team Wright, when we saw that, and Nathan heads wide. Probably the first half chance, not even half a chance, of the game so far. It did give Team Wright a little bit of inspiration, as I go and tell them all that that's a guy that said that he played for us and then said that he couldn't make it. A lot of the lads looked and thought that was pretty scummy, to be honest. Especially seeing as he is meant to be mates with me. But hey ho, there's no bad blood much. But yeah, it's been 10 minutes for those who are actually watching the game, and absolute nothing.
So as you've seen, we haven't actually talked about the football yet. I haven't even announced my starting lineup, so I'll quickly rattle through that.
Grant Butler boosts the ball. Andy, but then he's managed to catch up with it. Actually, that was a really good turn of pace.
Do you know what? Grant's acceleration is actually unreal, isn't it? Like over 10-15 yards, that guy can motor.
Where did that come from? That's his feet were off the ground there. I think that was a foul throw, but hey hey.
Ooh.
Oh, Joe Comer, he's nodded down. It's scrappy. Joe's appealing for a penalty.
You see that if Joe actually he goes to kind of chest it towards the goal, if he actually just lets it fall slightly and tries to volley it.
Yeah, I think that's in the grand context of the first half. I think that's a really big chance, actually.
He's got in the 6-yard box, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think if he heads the ball, or if he, as you said, lets it come down, because Joe technically is actually a very good player on that left foot.
Yeah.
A lot of work with Dan that he's been doing.
Really good first touch, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So you'd back him.
I think that he can bring that down. Craig's completely scuffed.
Yeah, maybe the drama kind of got to him.
Yeah. But now look.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Hayden, that's a lovely play to get away. Then Grant's done well there, to be fair. And then he's found a pass them out. That's a nice football, but it's gone out of play.
So Annalise is right there on the sideline. So obviously playing right in front of her seems to be giving Grant a bit of confidence.
It does. And then Matt's been
chopped.
Chomped there. Sam's let his first touch get away from him there. He does look apologetic. It's a bit like, sorry mate. Bad first touch by Sam. He's a bit of an engine in midfield there. I think that we were quite fortunate to have Alex, who all he does is run and go to saunas. And Sam, who runs marathons. There's nothing in the midfield there.
That's it. I don't remember during the game having any time on the ball, really. And yes, the bobbly pitch did help, but it did feel like the spine of your team really had an engine across the park that really did cover ground and also, know when to put a foul in. And, this one was in away from harm. You can deal with that all day long. So
yeah, especially with a free kick like that from Jack Haggerty.
Yeah, he's overhit that one. He's overhit that. Can't blame the wind either. So we had Miles Witt in goal. Everyone knows about Miles. Amazing shot stopper. I don't think he played for quite a while before this game, but you always feel confident having him at the back.
Yeah.
Right back we had Ted Warren, Dirk Kuyt. And he was looking sharp in the pre-game warm-ups. He's got a good touch on him. He keeps it simple, and he justified his starting position. We also really lacked any attackers, so we put Jack Haggerty into a more advanced role down the right wing because we just didn't. As you've seen, we've got Matt Lee up front, so we had fair amount of defenders and defensive midfielders, but we just didn't have many attacking options. So Ted Warren right back, Craig we've already talked about at centre back, Greg Taylor who also played centre back, very very strong centre back pairing, and Grant a left back. So we were very happy with our back four, and that's a good first touch from
Craig's brought that down really well. But
and
there's two controversial moments there. I feel as though had Craig gone down when that boot was out from Ryan Goody, it could have been a penalty.
And then he's admitted in post game that he did leave a boot in there, hasn't he?
Yeah. In fact, I think that is Craig's done really well to stay on his feet there, but then he's completely wiped you out. Completely sent you into Rosette Nathan, which is a bit naughty there. He did claim afterwards that he was trying to hook the ball and then turned around before you'd even hit the ground, but who knows really. I mean, two talking points there. Should MJB have given a penalty, and then when he didn't, should he have booked Craig for that?
I mean, it's like first 15 minutes, is he going to point to the spot? It's a big decision to make, especially with me down on the floor. That might also make his decision more difficult because Craig hasn't gone down and really appealed.
No.
And that was a painful one.
It was. I mean, it looks at, you've just got back from Florida.
Yeah.
You landed 4 hours before kick-off, and pretty much your first involvement is to be wiped out on a rock-hard ground.
Yeah. Touchdown at Gatwick, had a McDonald's breakfast, came back, and that one was sore. I think the fact the ground was so rock solid, when your legs get taken away, you're falling at quite a, it's falling on quite solid ground. Well, that's a dodgy goal kick.
Oh, he's absolute shanked that. And Andy's got there, and then he's driving on like a young Gary Neville there.
Good finish.
Into the box, and TK's buried it, but it's offside. I tell you what, Andy, I'd like to see that from another angle, because I feel as though TK's made a run. He's playing left midfield, so to get in there, he's got to have come a long way, and Andy's quite close to the byline, but we don't have another angle, so we'll have to go with the lino.
Michael Ricketts, lino, making that decision.
Yeah.
I tell you what though, Andy, you're right back. I really rated that. You know, he got forward, he controlled it, he looked dangerous, he got a good delivery into the box, and it was a nice finish. Just obviously, we'll never know, was it offside or not?
We'll never know. I think that Andy, you know, we were fortunate to have him because Andy plays in Div 4 in the Bristol League, so he was match fit, unlike a lot of other players out there. And I think that this was the first time we'd actually played right back, but we didn't have a right back, and he stepped up.
I remember him. He had a really good game actually. I was impressed with how he played there. He got forward, but he had a really good game actually.
Yeah, he did. I think that, you know, he was definitely one of our stars, and you know, on a horrible bobbly pitch, you need your defenders to step up and deal with danger. And you know, even from these 17 minutes or so, I think that he's played really well, especially because, you know, Matt has a tendency to drift out wide, so he almost got doubled up on with Grant bombing on, Joe and Matt all pulling out there, and Mark not really that interested in defending, to be honest, exactly like his brother, only interested in the glory, going forward, scoring the goals. I think that Chris Wright will not disagree with that comment.
I agree. From playing with Chris over the years, that's it's in the blood. But yeah. So finishing off my team, or I never will. We had right midfield. We had Jack Haggerty, we've mentioned. Centre mid, we had Charlie Lorrywood. We had me, Nathan, and over on the left we had Joe Comer. And then we had Ryan Goody just playing behind the striker, who was Matt Lee. So Matt Lee, not an out-and-out striker, but you know, he'd had a good season.
He scored quite a few goals that game.
Yeah, including a hat-trick of penalties on this pitch.
Yeah.
So, you know...
a bit of head tennis going on there. That's a big win by Ben Steer, that is. He's left one in on Jack Haggerty there, which is what, you know, as a captain you like to see. He's gone out there, he's won the ball, and he's left a bit in on his man. We will see a bit later where he doesn't quite win the ball and leaves a bit on his man, but that's for probably a few minutes away, which Nathan may or may not remember.
Looks like Jack Haggerty felt the effects of that one. And on the bench, just open at the programme and have a look. We had a huge bench. So we had a number of players who made a miraculous recovery last minute to play. We had Ross Baker on the bench, Matt Benham, and actually Matt Benham, this game kind of galvanised him to play the following season, and that was a dodgy clearance.
That was George Fisher. I'll tell you what, he's at least he's dealt with the danger there, but that is when he's in his 6-yard box and he's seen it go behind him out for a corner, which is not what anyone wants to see.
He breathes a sigh of relief when that doesn't go past you to the top corner.
He does, he really does, but actually George is probably another player that actually had a really good game. Horrible when the ground is so hard to play centre half. I think that both defences did do quite well considering the conditions.
I agree.
It's that ground.
And George, if you're listening, you're welcome to play for us on Sunday at any time, because you're a classmate. That was an awful corner.
Shocking by Malley. He's kicked it straight out of play. You sent all the big lads forward because you did have, you know, quite a big team with Craig and Greg back. Yeah. And Matt, he doesn't know whether to laugh.
It looks like John Payne was giving him a bit of jip on the sideline.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Benham's taking a photo of him. Oh, Nicky's running off.
So we also had Chris Dodd. We had Pat Taylor, who is Greg Taylor's dad. So good to have him in the squad. Thank you also to Pat at Kyocera for getting our programme printed, which made it all the more special, like having something that people could take away and find out a bit more about the charity and the players. And there were some really nice quotes from some of the players about how mental health had affected them and how this game was a benefit and a positive for, you know, for everyone really involved. So that was nice.
It was nice. Do you want to read any particular quote out, Nathan? Have you got one that sticks in your mind?
I actually saw a little patch of football then, but it went straight out to Chris Dodd's. I think that's Chris Dodd's dad, who made a good catch on the side. Yeah, I'll read out one of our quotes.
I think it may be Ted Warren's.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Nathan, you're in.
Oh.
You're down the wing. Alex has tracked you, and the ball's gone out of play. Good tracking there by Alex, but then that sums up the first 20 minutes, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're yet to really have, apart from that offside goal, we haven't, and Joe's control in the 6-yard box, we haven't really had too much match action to talk about. So Ted Warren, in the programme it reads, "When I got the call from Nathan, there was only one answer. Yes, a group who have done so much for each other to now come together and raise money and support others means so much. Both sport and mental health are very close to my heart, and I'm very much looking forward to lining up with such a great group of friends. It's going to be a great day." So, yeah, really nice.
Really nice quote, that one. Yeah, we really like that, and hopefully there'll be some football to talk about in a minute, but who knows? I'll tell you what, Jack Hayes done well to block the Ben Steer clearance there and put us under a little bit of pressure. Joe's giving it a big clap, like this is his cup final. And speaking of cup finals, Ollie Waterhouse has just come on, and for him, this was bigger than any game he's ever been involved in.
This is huge for Ollie.
Yeah, he travelled all the way from Wales just to be here today. Well, a year ago, but today a year ago. And for him, he wanted to win this more than anyone else.
I mean,
him and Matthew Lee, I believe, had a running hatred for each other.
That's not a bad touch, to be fair.
Well, Bingham's brought that down really nicely, and then he's played the left-footed lob.
You see, Matt Lee then, he wasn't moving, was he?
No, he hasn't got out of a walk. Greg Taylor,
here we go.
Here we go, driving forward.
He's won a foul though, but
he's won a foul or one.
Yeah, the Ollie Matt, drama that added yet more fire to the game. You know, they played together, even though they were teammates. There was a few back and forths and a few fighting talks in WhatsApp chat and all of that. So, that added even more for Ollie in particular. And as Ollie's a Tottenham fan, he's used to have an empty trophy cabinet. So the fact he was able to win something by the end of the game was all the more.
Well overhit by Matt Lee, that free kick, and collected by the goalie.
Good header by Grant. Very nice. Yeah, Grant's.
Both your centre backs are out of position there because they've gone forward.
Yeah, Grant covered.
Big header that, and then that's another good win by Ben Steer there. But yeah, especially with Matt being an Arsenal fan, Ollie being a Tottenham fan. Of
course, yeah.
They were never going to be friends, were they?
No, and it, it's as long as it's a healthy rivalry, which it is,
It's a good win by George Fisher, to be fair, there to stop the ball going over his head. Yeah, I mean, and later on we'll see if that rivalry boils over or if they remain friends.
And let's hope Matt Lee can put a better delivery in for this one.
Jack Haggerty's running after the ball. We'll see. John Payne checking how long there's been, because he cannot believe it's only been 25 minutes. He thinks this game's gone on forever so far.
He's wanting a burger from the barbecue.
Yeah, that's it.
There's the most movement in the box is from MJB, so that just shows how much energy there is at this moment in time. So
I mean, you've got 3 players in the box so far. Charlie's backing in there. I think that MJB needs to have a word there. But we'll let him off. You've got a few more players in the box now, but still not really that many considering.
No, it's not a bad ball, but good defending.
Yeah, that's a great win by Ben. Or was it Sam? I think it was Sam. Great win by Sam there.
There you go. Grant tidying up for us again.
Yeah, he's having a good game so far.
Yeah, he really is.
He is. And that's a great covering there by Jamie to get over there. Jack Haggy has got a bit of pace about him, hasn't he?
That's it. He's a really good player, Jack. Just always consistent, and yeah, he's got the pace, but he's also quite good with the ball at his feet. He can knock it past you and run. I tell you what, Team Bing, you'd say probably have a slightly more territory so far. No real chances, but
no chances for either team except for both the offside goals. But
again,
Will's on. Will, where's that gone?
we've got to mention Will actually, didn't we?
Yeah. Joe. Oh, hang on. This is a bad first touch by Joe.
Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh.
Hello. Stop that. TK's on the ground. He's never going to let this one down.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
Filthy.
Good win by Andy.
I think that's all you can say there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that was absolute filth by Joe Comer. That is really good work by Andy Fisher, though, to get out of trouble there.
So Joe Comer did say before the game he'd neck a pint if he and sing Country Roads if he scored, but I personally think he should have done it after that skill.
He should have. I 100% believe Joe should have walked off the pitch after that. Because that was as good as the game's getting. I mean, the gifts that have been going around to TK about that, blimey, he will never let that one down. On his wedding day, whenever that will be, it will come out, the video will come out, and she may say no.
I think it's the fact that he fell over made it all the more controversial, moving forward. Yeah. Like, he'll get ripped because, he ended up on the deck, and that's never a good look.
No, and he's also, you might not have seen it there, but he's tried to tackle Joe almost as he's gone past, just because he doesn't have a clue, what to do, and that was probably the highlight of the game for Ross Baker in particular.
Oh, he treasures that moment.
He does.
And
I'll tell you what, he does. He lived for it.
In a game with few real highlights, that one is even more magnified, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, that was actually a pretty nice ball in by Matt Hagan there, but absolute no.
Yeah.
So, and again, the ball's got out of play. I think that if we'd been having a shot for every time the ball went out of play, Nathan, we would not make it to the second half of the commentary. That's for sure.
We can say to those watching the game that it does get slightly better in the second half, so bear with it, and there's more action to come. But
that's it.
We'll keep going ahead and talking.
Yeah, we've just bought on Loic Armstrong. Loic is looking to go back into the army in a couple of months. Unfortunately, coronavirus has slowed that down. But when he does, fair play to the man, going out, looking after us.
Grant again, he'd probably been Team Bing's star man in this first half.
He has. So both our right back, your left back and my right back have been our best players so far.
Yeah.
So that tells you all you need to know about the quality of the game, ladies and gents watching. Speaking of ladies and gents watching, look at that crowd.
Yeah,
so many
brilliant.
players have come. Players from Woodley United, people who we're friends with, people who we don't even know, coming to watch the game, and that corner's gone straight out of play.
Yeah, it was awesome having so many people on the sideline, and getting booed by certain people, getting applause and cheered, just makes it such an enjoyable game and something you'll remember. So that's definitely something I can remember, is the atmosphere on the sideline. And the Sporting Mind CEO Neil, who came down to watch, always says to me how surprised he was by the scale of the event and just how many people were there to watch and enjoy it. And it's a credit to everyone who came down, who also donated as well and helped us to get to that total.
Exactly. And I think that just seeing all those faces there of people that probably when you're playing, Nathan, I know I certainly didn't notice how many people were there, and it's really nice to see it back and just see all of those people that turned up to watch a dirty first half of football, but all for a great cause, as you said.
Ooh.
What Jack Hagen threw, it's a good ball. I'll tell you what, Andy, that is superb covering at the back post there, because that is great work by Jack Hagen to get that in.
Brilliant wide play from Jack there, and he's got into a great area and he's put in a really dangerous ball. Just very good defending.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think that if you'd had maybe someone in centre mid with you who could have busted a gut to get in there, because it looks as though you had your winger coming in from the other side. But actually Jack broke really quickly and probably players couldn't keep up with him. Shows his pace there. But yeah, what does he do with the corner? He whips it in.
Not his best delivery there.
I'll tell you what, it's not. It's good defended by Sam Fisher there.
Looks like we've got Pat on.
Yeah,
Good. And James Washington, first touch, not the greatest I've ever seen.
And Andy's totally sold Jack Haggy there with a little dummy. It's what we'd really like to see. Jack looks completely schooled. Then on comes Dan Mgin. This is what a number of players, fans, supporters, Nathan Bingham was waiting for. It was great to have Dan there. Dan was friends with me and you for an awful long time now, Nathan. So,
yeah, we've known him for too long, haven't we, really?
Yeah,
and straight away, Dan Mgin leaving his mark as he
went in on James Washington,
as he promised. I think not the best introductions for Dan and James there. I think James's first touch went out for a throw-in, and Danny, definitely that was a foul throw from him, which MJB failed to pick up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I tell you what, Dan again, he came on for Jamie Fisher, who was playing left back, and Dan went straight over to right back. I know that him and James were going to have a great battle, because they both, are players who, James is training for a marathon. Dan's run a couple of marathons.
Exactly.
So it was going to be a great duel over there.
We've personally seen Dan as well transform in the way he's gone and done all of these runs, and like some of the times he's got on these.
Craig Marston, he's shot horribly wide.
That was got into a good area.
Yeah, I don't know how the ball came there. I think someone's given it away.
So we tried to play it out the back there, and then I think a pass has gone astray. So, we tried to play it. It didn't work. We gave you a chance.
Yeah, and Craig, I think he's just showing that he hadn't played in an awful long time there, because that's a man who, a bit like Tom Barratt, who's going to come on for you, has been riddled with injury. I think that Craig's had ankle, shoulder, knee, ankle again, injuries over the last couple of years. A player who was, like Tom Barratt, playing in the Hellenic League, but injury have just kind of reduced them down in their game time over the last couple of years. And hopefully, next year they can both play a full season. I know that Tom did this year with us at Woodley United, which is really nice to see. And hopefully they can both do it next year. And, if we do this in, I don't know, a year or so's time, then those two could really run the show.
Oh, I don't think that was a foul. I don't think that...
Nathan is furious at his dad there about that. I'll tell you what, Ollie has grabbed the ball there off at Hayden, which a few of our players were not too happy about. But, Ollie looks very confident here, so who knows what he's going to do if Matt's walked away.
After Matt put a very good delivery into the box with his last free kick from actually a deeper area or around about the same position, and Ollie's stood on top of it and he's shot, and it's gone straight to Miles. I'll tell you what, that is an awful long way out to shoot, that, isn't it? And actually, he's Dan Mgin, what he's done right back doing all the way up there. But here we go.
Look at this pace to get back though. Tell you what, he's done well there, and now he's chased after the ball, and now he's out of position. Nathan, you've looked after it there. Charlie Laurie.
Ooh.
He's played a short pass. That's unlike Charlie. It's out to Pat Taylor, who drills it, and it's gone wide.
Not a bad little passage though. Got the ball, played a couple of 1-2s, and got it over to Pat, who, after Ollie's just come on as a sub and tried his luck from range, Pat's thought he's seen his name up in lights and he's tried his luck. So in a game with, a half, with no real efforts, it's at least they're trying to make something happen.
Exactly. We've had 2 shots there, which is the same amount as we've had in the other, 35 minutes that we've been watching. So not all bad. But yeah, I think that, Pat, he saw the space, he opened up, he had a go, but it all came from our free kick, which is disappointing to see. Tell you what, Matt Hayden,
starting to get a bit frustrated now, the players, aren't they, with speculative shots, but...
Yeah, I mean, we as a team know that Matt can do a bit better there. That looks a bit more like Charlie Laurie shooting.
Maybe Matt was trying to show Ollie a thing or two, or who should be on the next free kick.
Yeah, and they both have probably donated it to someone else with those 2 efforts. Let's be said.
Gives Miles something to do, jog down and get the ball. He actually jogged, normally he walks, so that's quite an impressive feat.
I was going to say, whilst if he's winning, losing or drawing, will go at pretty much the same speed. And it's slow.
And that's zombie speed.
Yeah.
But, free header.
Oh, it is a free header. Craig's come flying out there, and he's lucky that Greg was there to sort it out, and then Bingham's played it forward.
Again, very good defending.
Yeah,
very good
really
defending.
Good by Ben to steer there. He's gone. He's been strong. Jack Wright, you can't turn him. And Hollywood.
Do you know what?
I probably should have come and claimed that. But George has done really well there. Real good strength, and Andy's dealt with it.
When it bounces so close to goal, it's always going to cause drama, and dealt with it pretty well.
Yeah, the long throw by Jack Wright is actually a short one. Nathan keeps it simple. Greg Taylor, good feet there. Drop the shoulder.
Good save.
I'll tell you what, that one I did brick it a little bit there because the ball moved a little bit and I almost ran past it. So I was pretty happy that I got my hands on it in the end. But a quick goal kick there didn't really work. I'll tell you what, because Greg's gone so far forward there was a big gap, but the kick weren't quite good enough.
And Greg did take the shot quite early with the outside of his foot, so you might not have been set as you normally would be. And, it is the first shot actually on target, so it's always a bit like, ooh.
Yeah, that's it. In 38 minutes or so, that's the first shot on target in the whole game. It's taken its time.
It's glorious.
I'll tell you what, who's coming on now? You're making a substitution. MJB's doing stand up.
It's probably man of the match of the first half, Grant Butler, coming off for big boy Josh Beasley, who I didn't actually name early, but he was a last minute addition because Josh, again, like Craig and Tom, has suffered significant time out through injury, and he was coming back from a bad knee. Unfortunately, he wasn't quite fit enough to really play in his usual.
Tom Barratt coming on as well, so the two injured players.
Yeah,
carry on.
He wasn't well enough or fit enough to play in his usual role at centre back, which, commentating on this now in March 2020, Josh has just played a full season at centre back for Woodley Sunday, and he played really well, to be fair.
I tell you what, I was saying it before, Ben Steer, left one in on Jack Haggerty but won the ball. That one is pure filth. He's just absolutely levered you there, and MJB's like, you didn't get anywhere near the ball. In fact, I feel as though give Ben the benefit of the doubt that he's was kind of looking at the ball, but you've out-jumped him there, Nathan, and he's just completely clad you.
But again, it's not a bad foul to give. Look where it is. It's near the halfway line.
I'll tell you what, but it's Xavi Alonso here taking it, Charlie Laurie, and he's hit it. I'll tell you what, actually, it's not a too bad area, that. If you've got
good ball, but then you're 2v1 there, and just as well, Will was there to step in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Will's done quite well there.
Slowed up the attack, and then is he offside? Oh, no.
No. I'll tell you what, Charlie's got back there and he's made a good tackle. But now the game's stopped. What's it stopped for?
Was it an offside? Or was it a foul by Craig?
I don't know. It didn't look like a foul, did it? And I don't know. We're going to have to say it's probably offside.
Is that it'll be easier to see your side attacking in the next half, won't it?
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
There's Russell Trevethan, by the way, who was on social media duty. Good lad, Russell.
He was. And look at that, he's turn of pace there. And again, that's another win by Sammy Fish in the midfield. He's got through it. As you said, Nathan, good ball over the top by Tom Barratt, but Dan Ginn has done superb to get back in there.
Yeah, he did well. Got his body in the right position, made it difficult for James. So Josh, going back to him quickly, Josh has gone up top as our big target man. Even with one leg at this point, we felt he was a better option than Matt Lee.
And we'll see how that goes, but I think that when Tom came on, he definitely did give you a little bit more and mid for you.
Yeah, it was big having Tom available because he brings so much to the team. He's a leader, he communicates well, he's also so dangerous from set pieces, and he's got that spark that you need in a game like this.
He has. As we see Matt Hayden whip in another free kick that Craig's done quite well there. He's one thing about Craig, he'll always win his headers. So we want to try and keep it away from him. And I'll tell you what, Josh has caused havoc there with his big body. And Tommy's put in I'll tell you what, that is fantastic by Sam Fisher there.
I tell you what, I was just coming right behind. If he didn't intercept that, because I clocked Tom when he gets that ball. He likes to play that diagonal across. Obviously, he's not aiming for me, but if he's not intercepted that, I think I might be through.
Great.
Yeah.
Because my defenders are all up the pitch from the free kick, and I think that's the moment actually of the game that, you know, in the context of it, it looks like just an interception. But actually, Sam's had to run an awful long way.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's
Meanwhile, Charlie's on the ground.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
That surprises me. I think we should speak about his injuries. He is also a man who's been injured an awful lot, but no one knows why. Just always seems to be injured.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what.
Did well.
James, yeah.
Bit of a rivalry there, Jack and James. Jack gets the better of him this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie's had his fair share of injuries over the last 10 years, to be fair. And it was good that he was able to play in the charity game.
It was. And actually he's completed pretty much a full season again this year with the United, with one or two injuries, but nothing too major for him.
No, it's been quite a good year for us in that regard, with Josh and Tom and Josh. Tom and Charlie, sorry. So here we go.
Exactly, here we go. I'll tell you what, you've done really well there. Oh, you didn't need to take that touch inside there, no?
Yeah, it was an error. Should have gone on my own. And, you know, in a pitch like this, when it's bobbling and your passes are likely to be more difficult, just take it on your own when you get in that area. So looking back, should have gone alone.
I think it's a difficult one because you're naturally going down on your left side, so you're going to have to really try and open out your body and put it in that far corner if you'd wanted to have the shot. And the ball's also bobbling around for you there. But you know, maybe if you've got some other players in the box there, which you would expect, it would have been a bit of a better ball. But Josh looked furious. He really wanted the pass.
Yeah, I did want to try and pull it back to Josh, but just poor decision by me. But there we go. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh, passing it around the back like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's on a pitch like this. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're trying to pass it out from the back. But that's a big tackle by Josh put in there. But then that's great work there by the boys, Dan, to rob the ball off Pat Taylor, and then Matt Hayden.
I tell you what,
nowhere near him. It's a superb pass. Craig Masterson, he's in, and he's shot just wide. I tell you what, that is the biggest chance of the game so far, with a minute and 20 seconds to go till half time. Matt Hayden's played a fantastic ball over there. Charlie has got nowhere near him in the midfield to allow Matt to play that ball first time on a bobbly pitch. I think Craig thought he was probably a little bit closer to the goal than he was. He could have had that touch and then fired with that left foot of his, probably into the bottom corner, would have backed him 9 times out of 10 to score there. But unfortunately it went just wide for us.
I can't say enough good things about that pass. That's just like a joy to watch, because he spotted the run. It's covered a lot of distance, that pass, and he's got the angle spot on. So just unfortunately the finish was lacking on that occasion. But brilliant pass.
I tell you what, on a game that's been pretty terrible to watch, that was one particular moment of quality in the game. The run's fantastic because he's timed it really well. That's a slice, and then that's a slice by James as well. So, God, we've gone from the great to the terrible.
James dreamt about that goal the night before. Fair play to him for having a go. It was the right decision. Just didn't catch it as cleanly as he would have liked.
Exactly. Yeah, okay. And just back to that moment for us. I think that in a game that was lacking in quality, the pass was scrumptious and the run was timed to perfection, and unfortunately it went wide. But I don't think that on the first half we deserve that to go in for us. I think that 0-0 is exactly the right result as MJB blows for half time. I think that overall it was an interesting first half of football without any real quality. Does MJB have any comments on the couple of minutes that we've got? video before the second half blows. I know that he said that the goal was probably offside, but anything else that he would like to say, perhaps the penalty decision that was not given and then involved you being kicked, should he have shown a couple more yellow cards? Well, he didn't show any, so what does he think?
I'm going to say I was probably half shocked because I thought it was a charity-friendly game, and all of a sudden everyone's...
friendly about it, was there?
No, probably a bit of the opposite, but yeah, it's always good to have hindsight and look back, and I think, oh yeah, that was a bit borderline, wasn't it? Probably shouldn't have let that one go, or yeah, but yeah, twitching to get my pencil out, probably should have done it a bit earlier on hindsight, but it is what it is.
It is indeed, and I think that had the game had a bit more quality and there was a few bad tackles going in, you may have done, but unfortunately there was no quality. So the tackles were the only thing that we had to talk about. So if you had been booking people, then we wouldn't be having this debate on whether you should be booking people or not. So
well, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they're all registered to pay the fines anyway, were they? So
probably not. I mean, there's a few ringers in there from both teams.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who knows?
Okay. Well, let's hope I pick up for the second half, eh?
Let's hope the game picks up a bit for the second half. Blimey.
I'm sure there's goals in it somewhere.
Yeah, and controversy.
Well, we can say to those listening, if you got this far, then fair play. It's going to get better. Action and drama to come in the second half.
There is.
There was only one winner.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no other football going on at the moment.
Exactly.
So you might as well enjoy this or tolerate it, that's for sure. I know that we're tolerating it, watching it, and we were involved. So those that weren't involved must be dying to go and get a beer. But as it is half time, if you want to go and get a drink, now's your time to do it, because we will be back with the second half. Not so live, but live.
It's live. We are back for the second half of Bing versus Wright. Jack Wright and Nathan Bingham speaking here, commentating on the game. With the lack of sport and particularly football at the moment, we thought it was a great chance to watch over the game that happened last May and give our views on it, have a joke, and yeah.
Remember the good times of when we could play football. I'll tell you what, it's Pat Wright there. He's obviously a rugby man in his rugby top, but I think he didn't appreciate the first half at all.
As a rugby fan, I'm sure he did appreciate the first half.
Well, maybe that's true. Although you don't get many 0-0s at half time in rugby, do you? So
true. So
I think that we
out for the second half. Both teams. It's quite one thing I will say about the day, actually, like, it wasn't super hot, but I remember it being so dusty. I don't know if that was like it was just like I was struggling to breathe because there was so much dust coming in all the time. So yeah,
it was a really, really dry day.
Yeah,
on a dry pitch was what it was.
But
and that made literally both teams running around like a real challenge. Which is why having two big squads.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't have lasted, would we? And let's be honest, both teams were really up for it, and were exerting so much energy.
I think if we reflect, those first 10 minutes was an absolute car crash because everyone was just running around like headless chickens.
A bit like Will is just there on the sideline.
Yeah. How did Will get in your team, Nathan? By the way, because although he plays for Woodley United, he's a bit rogue because these are two big groups of friends that are kind of playing together. Whereas Will, although, friends with us, is not necessarily in those two groups of friends. I know that a lot of Team Bing went on Greg's stag do.
Ooh, little flop there.
I'll tell you what, Andy Fisher, nice, superb.
I mean, he was up and then he
and then he fell down.
Yes. So Will was a controversial late entrant to Team Bing, as I don't remember I actually mentioned it to him at training, and then he texted me, or he played football with some of the guys a few weeks before the game and told them that he was in Team Bing, and I actually couldn't remember that, but I did actually find some messages that I did send to Will, so I definitely did invite him to Team Bing, but forgot. So apologies to all of Team Bing, and everyone wanted game time, so when more people were getting added to the team, they saw their minutes go down, which obviously people were a bit unhappy about. But it was, you ought to remember, we also had 3 or 4 people who weren't able to play until just before, so that did make our squad a lot bigger than it perhaps was going to be to begin with. That was quite a nice little shuffle and play by Charlie there.
Was.
And now Matt Lee takes on Dan Mjin and he beats him.
He does beat him.
And it's a good cross.
But it's been headed out by someone.
Ooh.
And then Charlie's sliced it a bit. Pat Taylor looks as though he's going to line one up.
He's kept the ball. He's given it to his son, who's lost it. Oh, and that's a naughty tackle. He didn't get the ball.
Well, that's a dirty tackle. MJB, that should be a yellow card. He's off the ground there. That's the worst one yet.
I mean, he's gone over to have a little word with him, but maybe that's his final warning.
I mean, it should be. He has had a little word. Ollie was on the receiving end of that. And I think that Greg was just looking after his friend Matt Lee there.
Yeah, that's...
Ollie's done well to just shake that one off and run up the pitch.
So,
where he's met by Ross Baker.
I tell you what, I do. Ollie playing for us that season, there was one goal he scored. He definitely prefers shooting the way you are now. He did score one absolute worldie shooting into the top corner from at least 30 yards. It was a hell of a goal.
It was. It really was.
It's similar position to where he stood now, actually. He just banged it right. It was such a good goal.
It was.
And I think he might have got a hat-trick in that game.
Big day.
Right, there. Oh, giving a hug to Jack's missus.
Oh, there you go. Nathan on the bench. I tell you what, it was really nice to see a few of the girlfriends that got T-shirts. Helen was definitely in the minority because she was friends with Matt's girlfriend and Tom's girlfriend, who all had Team Bing T-shirts on, and Helen, bless her, had Team Wright on with a picture of Peter Crouch on the front, which I did very much enjoy because we are very much alike, me and him.
Who was on the front of the Team Bing? Was it Chandler Bing?
It was Chandler Bing.
So strong T-shirts all around. We were so happy to see those. It was like a nice extra touch, and he's got away here, and he's
Loic, the army man, and he's overhit the cross massively. Unlucky Loic, stick to army and gin, because that cross was terrible. So those T-shirts were a nice added extra.
Exactly. There was loads of little bits and bobs that made it such a memorable day, and those little gestures like that. One thing to also mention, Ryan Goody and Ted Warren, who are both on Team Bing, they helped so much in advance, really get us lots of publicity. Ryan helped us to put together an amazing website, which we included lots of information on. We directed people through via the social media feeds. And Ted Warren also helped with graphics and social media support, and particularly the Instagram account. That helped us just make more people aware of what was going on, how to donate, and just helped get the buzz going for the event, which made so many people come down on the day. And it was really, really good effort from those two. Just looks like the Taylors got in each other's way there, and that's
if he touched, he hasn't touched the ball there. That is a. Or what's MJB given? I think he's given a foul. He's given a foul. I tell you what, again, that's one that on a Sunday morning, that's a yellow card, because Craig's a bit out of control there and gets absolutely nowhere near the ball. And I remember thinking right now, this is a great position for someone like Matt, or this looks as though it is Matt who's going to take it. He did say that if he scored, he was going to go and celebrate in either Charlie's face or Charlie's dad's face. He hadn't quite made his mind up, but this was a perfect position.
Is it me, or is that wall absolute miles away?
That wall is miles away, and Dan Chin has joined in the wall, and it seemed to go very slowly, that free kick.
I mean, it's not the worst effort, but he's got quite high standards, so he'd have wanted to hit the target, I'm sure.
Yeah, he wanted to put that one in, at least make Miles make a save, because Miles not had to make a save yet. And look at this, Miles still walking.
And we've got your customary Sunday League dog in the shot as well, which is always a perk of playing down at Bournemouth Pavilion.
Yeah, he didn't actually have a clue that charity game's going on, that dog. He just thought, I want to run around, but I'm on a lead because the game's going on. What's that all about? But yeah, the game already seems a lot better the second half. I mean, we're actually got something going on.
Big win by Josh Beasley. And as you notice, Chris Dodd's come on in the second half, and he does seem to be I can't remember where he was playing. I think it was just behind the striker, so he's a bit of a free roll. Oh!
He's had a shot, and it's a good save. I mean, might have been sneaking in the bottom corner there.
Jack Wright called into action, tips it round.
For the second time to tip it round the post, and we all know what's going to happen in a minute.
So there's some. You notice the kids behind the goal there as well. It's like it was Woodley United presentation day that day, and loads of families and teams came along, and they came and watched the game as well. So it was like a real family and community club day out.
Yeah, Matt Lee, in the corner. Oh, and it's gone in, and it's real bad. It's real bad for me this moment. I believe that Charlie's fouling me there, but I'm having none of it because I've just punched it in my net, really. I've literally told my team at half time that this game could be 1-0 and it could be a mistake that's a goal. And right now I'm thinking, what have I done? Matt Lee's never going to let me hear the end of it. Greg Taylor goal. Don't know why that's come up. Greg's got nothing to do with it there.
It's a horrible moment.
And then we kick the ball straight off from the throw-in. Helen's face literally in the camera there is like, what are you doing? Why have you done that? A very disappointing moment from her. And yeah, Team Wright have got to start again. Luckily we have conceded.
Do you know what? I forgot that we took the lead. I thought that you guys went 1-0 up and then we equalised and then but okay. Yeah.
No, so it's currently 1-0 to Team Bing. A mistake, to say the least. And I tell you what, as I said, luckily it was really early in the second half, that goal. Because I think if that had gone with 15 minutes to go, then no one else was scoring.
And let's be honest, like both of us, even though we want to win, we didn't want this game to be decided by that.
No, we didn't. We wanted it to be a moment of brilliance by someone. But yeah, the game is now got stretched a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Dodd's made an impact actually since he's come on. He's got into areas we didn't really get into in that first half and kind of created a bit more space for the wingers by drawing in some of the defenders. So
yeah, and it's his shot which won the corner. So
it was. You're right.
Yeah, Pat Taylor headed that straight out for a goal kick. So if this was, it's kind of all you been since the goal for these last few minutes. Like we really had to weather a storm there for a couple of minutes just to make sure that we didn't go 2-0 down, because I think that if it had gone 2-0 then it could have been game over.
Yeah, exactly. It's difficult 2-0 down with what 30. And Matt's done very, very, very well there, considering that's come to him with a bubble.
And then Greg Taylor has hoofed it, and I've come out and claimed it against Josh Beasley, who's now carried on his run.
I mean, you have to say, with the lineup we've got out, our best bet is getting the ball wide, getting crosses into the box for Josh, rather than playing it long.
Yeah, keeping it on the ground when you've got a striker that's going to win most things in the air. Mm-hmm. So I think that Craig went down a bit easily there. He's a strong guy.
Well, it's battle of Craig versus Craig, wasn't it?
It was. It was always going to be the deciding factor, really, like when the two lineups were announced.
So we got Ollie against Ross here, which is a good little battle. Ollie's done well, and that's a lovely pass. That is
lovely disguise. And I tell you what, I think that Craig.
Offside.
Flag up there, but I'm not 100% convinced
I mean, Alex is pointing at someone else, so I don't know if he's saying that John, similarly to the first half, had put his flag up for the wrong man.
Yeah.
But another early offside decision for John Payne.
Yeah.
Oh!
This was one that I hated because it bounced so high, but we managed to play out from the back there.
Ollie had his hands on his head, and Helen was jumping on the spot, so it was a nervy moment for Jack.
It was, but we've got the ball, we've looked after it, and Matt Hayden has just said we're getting rid of it. And tell you what, Craig's in here. But Craig Hunter's done well there to get back.
And this just shows how stretched the game is from the start of the second half, because one ball over the top and it's causing absolute
all sorts.
Yeah.
Of panic in the defence. Tell you what, Nathan, it was 1-0 when you weren't even on the pitch. So.
Oh no, I'm just coming on.
On you come. Off goes Charlie. He's happy with his day.
Looks like we made quite a few subs there.
Yeah. It was Charlie and Pat that went off, I think.
I think Grant came on as well.
Yeah. So Doddy again wins the ball, and your first touch is a little toe end away.
Little clearance and.
Yeah, Ben's done well there. Good composure.
Good. Oh.
And then Ollie's looked after it well there, and he's.
As mentioned earlier, I think that's a similar spot to where he scored from, and he's obviously. Yeah, he's feeling confident. He wants to get his name on the score sheet.
Yeah, he's seen Matt Lee do it down one end, and he thinks, I'll try my luck, see how that goes. But that one did go horribly, horribly wide. I'll tell you what, we've got Chris Fisher there, currently having a chat with Keith, Chris Wright's dad.
What do you think they're talking about?
They're probably saying, why are we here? This is Sunday afternoon. We could be having a roast dinner right now. But hey, they may be saying, get me on. Jack should be getting me on, and I'll show him how it's done.
Oh, now that's a horrible touch.
Yeah.
I don't think
Ollie's done really well there to take off the ball. And I'll tell you what, I think that, I don't know what Craig Hunter's appealing for there. They've both come together. Craig's just got there a little bit first. Could be that MJB could have given that as a foul, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, either way, you wouldn't be surprised if he did give it as a foul. But yeah, now a little bit of pushing from Ross and Ollie in the box there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it goes. Can Matt Hayden give some quality on this delivery?
Looks like George Rouse. George is trying to sniper him with the.
Yeah. It's whipped in.
Oh, what a header!
Oh, what a header! And I tell you what, what's that? Ollie's gone up and celebrating in his face.
It's missed on the camera.
Ollie, he's still celebrating there. The last player to get back. He absolutely loves that. I think that was it. It was Matt Lee that's scored on one end, and then he's headed it into his bottom corner down the other end.
So I can tell you, Matt Lee in headers, he scored his first header in the right net just the season before at the age of 25. Unfortunately, he's pulled off the greatest header of his football life into his own net because he was unmarked and he flicked it right over the top. Oh, Chris Dodd looks like he was on the line to start with.
Yeah.
He's come off thinking that Matt Lee was going to clear the ball. Unfortunately, it's then gone right over Chris Dodd's head and into the net.
Yeah, that is two horrible goals that we've seen. But at least we've seen some goals in the second half. So a few cheers from the fans there. I'll tell you what, I found out the other day that the reason why Ollie was Ross appealing for there, who knows? Why Ollie did
that was
give
nice
it,
little,
nice
nearly
little through Alex Quick's legs.
Nearly.
And then he's won a free kick. But apparently Ollie did go and give it the big end to Matt Lee because as the ball went out for a corner, Matt goes to Ollie, your team are never going to score. And then Matt goes and heads it in his own net. Like, you couldn't have made it.
That's actually, I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why you never give it a big one before or during. Do it after the job's done.
Exactly. And it was a
little bit of a
in our 6-yard box there. But it was a really nice ball in by Matt, but there was not a single yellow shirt anywhere near it. But hey, we took it to be 1-1.
That's like he asked the defence to defend it, and they didn't. And yeah, it was, we've had 2 own goals so far, so let's hope we can see a proper goal.
Yeah, proper goal. How's this game going to be won? We shall find out. Well, there's about just under half an hour left, so there'll be a lot going on, I'm sure, in the last.
There's a lot of little free kicks getting given, isn't there? Yeah. It's difficult, the flow of the game. And once again, Ollie's gone and grabbed it.
So again, Matt's looked at me and said, "Why is he taking it?" And I'm trying to shout, "Let Matt take it." But Ollie is having absolutely none of it. But let's see where this one goes.
Christian Eriksen.
There's only 2 men in the wall there, but again, it's quite far out. I'd probably look for a clip to the back post, and Ollie has hit the wall, got a corner. Not a terrible strike.
No, it was all right. And yeah, as you said, he's won a corner, so
yeah, scored from the last one. So
at this point, I remember telling Matt, "Go away." And
get away from
I said, "Go away," and just do not stand there. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's anywhere to be seen.
Yeah, and look at that smile on your face. I feel as though you've thank goodness he's nowhere near it.
I hadn't seen Ollie for. I think we were just having the exact conversation as we just did, and I hadn't seen him for 6 months, so we're probably just catching up. It's another very good ball.
That's a really good. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Ollie, that would have really stopped the haters. He would have gone and celebrated right in Matt Lee's face if that had gone in. It's a great ball in, and I think that Ollie, looking back at that, will think he should have scored.
Meanwhile, Joe Comer is and he's getting a few looks from the fans and maybe one of the players. We won't name that player, but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. I think there was a few of them going up to Tom Barratt saying, "Get me on, Tom. Get me on."
Yeah, exactly.
As though, just like you did as soon as you scored, you dominated for a few minutes. Team Wright definitely on top at the moment, and that's why Miles knows to take even longer than normal to go and get the ball. But yeah, good chance that one.
Exactly, and once again, set piece and drama and causes problems in the box.
It does. I'll tell you what, Chris Dodd's done well there.
Yeah, he's got it. We've got it out to Matt Lee. And
I'll tell you what, that's a good win by George. George has actually played really well and got our Man of the Match award. As I don't think that he lost the header, including when Josh went up front, bearing in mind that he's about a foot smaller than him.
Again, Chris Dodd marauding forward, and
and then that's blocked out for a corner. I'll tell you what, that's a really good block, but I think it's Jamie Fisher or Ben Steer who made that block, because
I think it was Jamie.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because Matt's got a good left foot on him, and that could have been bending in the corner. But this is the first corner that you've had since I punched it my own net, so it was another in-swinger, but this time from Jack Haggerty, and I was expecting that this would go right under my crossbar.
And we've definitely packed the box here.
Yeah, you have. You've got to put me under pressure here from this one. And he's hit it.
Well defended again. I think that was Matt.
Yeah, that's a big win by Matt. And then Sam has robbed it off Greg. And Ollie's, I'll tell you what, Ross Baker, he's come sliding in from miles and he's made the tackle.
He had scabs on his knees for months after that, that's for sure. I think we all did, didn't we? Because this pitch it doesn't look it so bad on the camera, but you see the dust popping up every time. If you fell down on this ground, your legs were in bits for at least a few months.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Danny Jint loves bobbing on, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't think his centre-backs are appreciating it.
No. I'll tell you what, that was a great tackle by Jamie, because Matt's almost left him there, but he's come back and made the tackle, and you've put it in the box. And George,
that's it. You've got defenders back in numbers, especially on that left-hand side. Mm-hmm. And look, Alex Quick covering a lot of ground, and he does get to all areas of the pitch. Someone you want in the heart of your midfield.
A little bit better quality on from Jack there, and that could have been really dangerous. But Danny Jint's got in there and made a good tackle on Matt Bingham, who obviously has come on. He may have missed it, but he's done well there. But yeah, seeing this back, I didn't realise how much Dan was bombing on. He loved it.
I mean, you can't miss him. He's got the white shorts and he's...
Yeah, everyone else in yellow top, navy, dark, grey sort of shorts and yellow socks, and he just wanted to wear his white shorts, didn't he?
More subs.
Yeah, Will, on he comes.
And one thing we'll say, it was so difficult to make the subs with such large amounts of squads. I mean, it might have even been easier just to play a different side for each half or something, because, yeah, it was tricky, making sure everyone got the right amount of time, and I'm sure some people got more than others, but it's just difficult to manage when you're on the pitch.
Well, that's it. Well, Tom Barratt came on for the last 10 minutes of the first half, and we haven't seen him back on yet. Although he was his second game back from his ACL injury, so might be why he didn't play as much.
Yeah, for sure, because he'd have been a starter for definite if fit.
Indeed. Danny Ginn looks to whip one in, and it's gone almost out of play. I like the ambition on a bobbly pitch to hit that first time.
Exactly, it shows he's oozing with confidence. He's had a pretty good game so far, and he's
won the header there, so he has got back and into position there, and then he's won it again.
Yeah, he's playing well.
He is, and yellow boots that he bought just for the occasion.
I can see Mr. Haggerty, Woodley United Sunday's most loyal fan there. He wants that ball back. He's giving him a right stare. He's like, hurry up. If this was, I'd have already got that ball. And he's not happy with the throwback either.
No, he's not.
He's going to have a word with him.
Yeah, he's like, how have we not got professional ball boys for this game?
He's not happy one bit.
He says there's more fans here than there is at normal Reading games. And they get ball boys. So he was not happy with that. I'll tell you what, Tom's appealing for a throw-in that's finally been given. I think that Matt Benham would have preferred him not to be appealing there, but hey-ho.
I do notice in this, you don't normally look at the sideline, but Tom's right in the action. He's pacing that touchline, keeping up with play, seeing what's going on, organising the troops.
That's it. We had none of that. Oh no, that's a lie. Luke Longman, he has himself another ACL injury. Luke's had 2 knee operations, and he was doing a bit of that for us on the sideline, but didn't have a pen and paper like Tom, so obviously less professional.
Can't beat a pen and paper.
No. Actually, since the goals went in the kind of like a 5-minute spell in the second half, but
it's just weird. They were so similar, and like both teams had the exact same patterns of play, a little bit of pressure after the goal, and that's a really nice ball again.
And Craig's in, always touches, just let it down a little bit there. Tell you what, I'd love to see Matt and Craig play together on a nice pitch, because that's the 3rd time that they've come together, and it's just gone out of play.
You can tell when Matt gets the ball, Craig knows, all right, I can make some movement here, and 3 times we've seen it lead to a potential chance, and it would be great to see them playing on an actual pitch where it's not bobbling off your shin.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, so Jack Haggie's taking the goal kick there. Did Miles pull up with a slight injury?
Do you know what? He was just holding his hamstring, wasn't he?
He was. Or if you've left one in on Ollie there.
I tried to shake his hand, but he blanked me, so...
He's having none of it.
Fair enough.
He's just been told that he's not taking the free kick. But I'll tell you what, he's had a couple of tackles put in on him, so he's probably a bit sick of it. A bit like you.
I mean...
I'll tell you what, that's a great ball in, and that's superb defending by Craig in there.
Yeah, that's why Craig is so good. Just in those awkward situations, he manages to pull it out of the bag.
Yeah. Hello, Sam. Lovely little feet there, and then he's played it into TK, who's won us a throw-in. And then he's just thrown it straight at his chest. Legs will not appreciate that one.
Was that Matt Pack just walking along the bottom?
I don't know. Could have been.
That's why Miles got injured all of a sudden.
Yeah, you saw Matt Pack.
No, but Miles' injury drama, was that a turning point? Did that affect his, for this last 20, how injured was he? Because I don't remember him. You know, and now you appear to have a free kick.
Yeah, Danny Jim been fouled. Danny Jim's decided he's the one going for it.
He's not listening to his defenders. He's going up. He wants that goal.
He does. Everyone's run, and Matt's not ready to take the free kick yet.
Not his best delivery. It's gone into a good area.
TK, first time. It's a lovely ball. Craig's peeled off, and he's headed it, and it's gone in. It's gone in. He's gone wild. Craig finally hit the target, and Ollie is the most excited puppy you've ever seen there. It's a fantastic ball in by TK, first time on the bobble. I don't really know what's going on with your defending at the back post. Craig's managed to get down there, head it in. I think there was a little deflection off Miles on the way in, but it's found the back of the net. Team Wright have turned this around from being 1 goal down. We now find ourselves with 17.5 minutes left, 2-1 up. Craig got a magic left foot, but not really known for his heading ability, but he takes that one, and there we have confirmation goal scorer. Number 10, Craig Masterson.
That's it.
Danny Jin, who worked really hard to get the ball out wide, is now coming off as a substitute to a standing ovation.
Deserves that standing ovation. Put in a big shift.
Yeah,
deserves his drink.
He does. As we go a little bit more defensively minded, because we know now that Dan, as we've seen from the video footage, was bombing on.
And as you've seen, we've just put Tom Barratt on, and within seconds, he's pulled out an outrageous ball
look at that.
at the field. That's a poor tackle, that is.
That is I've seen better tackles.
It's reckless. They're totting up for him as well. He's probably lucky not to be on a yellow there.
He is.
And just going back to the goal, that delivery, he's got the ball into such a good area. I do actually wonder if it was an own goal. When you look back at it, he's headed it. He's at quite a difficult angle, Craig is, and fair play to him because he's done exactly what you needed to do, get it towards the goal. But it's come off Miles's leg, and the question is, was it going in already? We'll give it to. He definitely deserves the goal, but it's a never controversial goal. Oh.
I tell you what, Craig at the back post there. I think he's got, maybe not score, but he's got to at least put that back in the 6-yard box, because that was a great ball in by Matt Lee.
It's a brilliant ball by Matt. And I just wondered, did Greg and Craig get in each other's way there, because they've both gone for it. And I don't know how one of them hasn't hit the target.
Yeah, and actually that could have been, 2 minutes later, you guys level at 2-2. And that was a big chance in the context of the game. I think they did get in each other's way,
Yeah, and that's, if you ask me which two players do I want, if you ask me which two players do you want in that situation, I want Craig and Greg, because they can meet a delivery and just seem to potentially get in each other's way.
It does, and I'll tell you what, that's more good tactical fouling by Team Wright there to give a free kick away there, just after you guys have almost scored. We want to just slow the game down a little bit.
Exactly, and look at that team being on the sidelines, looking a bit wary now, and a little bit looking a bit worried.
Mm-hmm. That's another big win by Sam.
But we've got Tom Barratt on, which is big.
Yeah. I think
just
now you've gone pretty much with. Is it your strongest 11 on the pitch now? I think. Little bit loopy header by George here, and then a slice by Ben, but then he's won his header, and that's gone quite a long way. And then you and Greg have got in each other's way a little bit there. Jamie's done well there to intercept the pass. Will's lost out there to Jamie, and now Ollie's driving forward, does a few step overs, keeps going, and it's taken two of you to stop him there, but that's a really great run there to get us out of a bit of pressure.
But you got to credit the team being defence, working hard, still closing it, getting 3 men around the ball. Like, you can't say enough good things about that, and that's great defending from Craig H again.
To get us touched by Jamie, actually.
So
a terrible pass.
It looks like Greg has pushed forward into centre mid, I think. So he moved either up front or centre mid at this point after we conceded, just to give a bit of extra support, and he's breaking away here.
Yes, he's got a pass there. Oh, that's a big tackle.
Very good tackle.
That is a big tackle.
And then I've managed to win it back, but again, we just haven't given it to feet there.
No. Tom hasn't kept that on there. Yeah, that's it. Kind of, at this point, you're going more and more direct, and our two centre backs were mopping up a lot of stuff that's going direct. So.
Yeah, that's it. You work so hard to win it back, and then if you're giving it away, all of that hard work's a bit wasted. So what's he giving here?
Everyone wants it.
No one knows.
No, Ross has decided that it's going to be his
It's a throw-in.
Oh, no, he's left it for Tom. And George can't keep up with the camera. We don't have a clue what's going on right now. But Team Wright have got the ball. And it's gone long, but straight off the pitch. Joe Comer's got his shirt on. Is he going to be coming on?
And that's the thing. I'm looking to the bench and I'm wondering, where's Ted Warren? I haven't seen Ted Warren for a very long period of time. And just another sign that potentially, I don't know where he is. He started the game.
Don't know, lads.
Grant Butler's disappeared as well.
James Washington's going off.
Joe Comer's now entered the pitch.
Josh Beasley, Ryan Goody, Ted Warren, all these players.
Yeah, they are. The call was answered.
You've just made 4 substitutions there with 12 minutes to go. These players should be fresh. It's been a long time on the bench. Ryan Goody, we know he's got a wonder of a right foot when he gets going. Can he get into a goal scoring position?
Ryan Goody, greatest kicker of a tennis ball in the tennis courts with school shoes you're ever likely to see.
He is. Just say that was just a great win by Ben, that header in the 6-yard box. Oh, and has Will just given it away? He has. And then we've kicked it at Tom Barratt's head. Alex has done well there. Maybe he's still got it somehow. I don't know. All that bobble.
I mean, that's yet another very scrappy period of the game.
Sam's like, this is horrible, let's get rid here. And I've just been bought some snacks, which I'm very grateful for, with 11 minutes still to go in the game.
It's getting to the nail-biting stage there as we see another player take his shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Barratt with a good win. And we've thrown all the big hitters on now. We've got Josh up top. That if we can get a set piece, a long ball in the box, we've got Greg, we've got Josh.
We've got the players there. Mr. Haggerty saying that it wasn't from their ref.
Good to see George Wilkes and Kevin on the sideline there.
Mm-hmm. Tom Barratt. Oh,
dangerous.
Joe's touch could have been a little bit better there. It could have been in.
But he's done well, he's got it, and unfortunately we've lost it again. Very good defending from Sam.
I'll tell you what, is Ollie in here? Oh, that's great keeping by Miles.
Wonderful from Miles.
Superb. And we can safely say that Ollie is the only player in our team that Miles did not want to score against him.
He probably didn't want you to score against him, Jack. That would have been even worse, but... Miles, that's really alert goalkeeping. He's always been really good at that, reading the game and knowing when to come out, and he uses his legs really well to come out, and he's near the edge of the box and he's just managed to clear our lines for us when you looked like you were going to get into a good area.
Exactly. And tell you what, that composure to bring it down and then a lump up the pitch. We could have said that a lot today, couldn't we?
Yeah. So it looks like we've got Charlie moving to centre back.
Oh, and Joe's very annoyed at his touch there.
Yeah, because he knows that's just maybe a bit of rust there, but he's usually got an amazing first touch.
Yeah, and as we've seen with that nutmeg, he's got it in his locker to do it in the big games. And I tell you what, that's a nice play by Alex there. And Matt, always he put it through your legs. Should that be a foul? We're not sure. MJB hasn't given it. And you're
just one too many man trying to beat there. It looks like just didn't ever really have it properly under control and just ran out of space. But yeah, maybe looks like I left a bit in on Matt in that tackle, but referee's not given anything, so we'll crack on.
We will. And Josh is after it.
Oh, and that, you know, that's not where we want Josh really, is it? Chasing balls in behind.
No, it's definitely not. You don't want him running the channels.
No.
It's not his game today, let alone a year ago, when it was his first game back.
Exactly.
And with 8 minutes to go, we've made a substitution. You'll see that Craig's now off. We've brought on Luke Longman just to try and hold the ball up for us a bit more of a presence up there. With Craig worked really hard for 80 minutes.
And, you know, yet another person returning from injury, and playing 90 minutes is it's no easy task for us anymore. Jack's come flying out.
I've come flying there, and I've got there before Matt Bennett, and that, considering I haven't done anything in a long time, I was really happy with that, because I had no idea how quick Matt was.
But, you know, having Tom on the pitch, as we see here, we've got the option of the long throw. We've got Ryan just anchoring that midfield now. Tom can launch it an absolute mile, especially in dry conditions like this. So let's see how far he can go with this.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's an absolute bullet, isn't it?
And what a win that was by the centre half. And then TK's completed the clearance. I'll tell you what, that was we're probably better off giving you corners and throw-ins in dry conditions, to be honest.
I tell you what, that defensive header, that's just brilliant.
As good as a goal, that one. Just
yeah, when you've got less than 10 minutes to go, and a throw comes into the box like that, and they deal with it. Yeah, you're buzzing, aren't you? As Greg looks to produce something, but again, very, very, very good defending.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Sammy Fish, he's been everywhere, hasn't he? Number 17, the team right.
Definitely an 8 or 9 out of 10 performance from him.
And there we go, Ben Steer leaving us. He's gone nearly 78 minutes on an injury, so that's a great show by him. And we're fortunate to bring on our man match from the first half, Andy Fisher, to just slip in there at centre half for us.
Solid. And I'm looking at some of the players now off the ball, and there's a few people limping around, struggling. This is when you really had to dig deep and try and find anything else in the tank. And I know for a fact I was really struggling at this point.
Blowing.
As another long throw comes in, we saw how far the last one went.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a good job we got a lot of fans there. I think it's made it a bit more of a challenge for him. And was that? It was you, Nathan.
It was. So I remember that I really thought that was in after it came off the head. Like, me and Tom have linked up on a lot of long throws for goals, and that one felt like it was good, but unfortunately I think it just went wide. And
yeah, inches wide. I'll tell you what, I think that
the reaction from George there says it all.
George is meant to be neutral, but that reaction tells you that he's not. That was, you'd worked hard for nearly 85 minutes, Nathan, and that was your one chance in the whole game. That
was a big chance, and you can see right away I was down with my head in my hands, and when you know there's only 5 minutes to go and you miss a chance like that, that might be it. It's unlikely you're going to get another chance of that quality. As it looks like Tom battles through, and just again he's just outnumbered.
Again, and we've given it off for a corner there, though. I think that you can tell that there's 5 minutes left, because that is slightly nervy from Sam. He's been so composed all game.
Yeah,
but then again, also you like to see someone take charge there with 5 minutes to go, and that's what he's done.
I mean, it's never nice having corners come into your box with 5 minutes to go, but everyone's blowing. Remember, at this stage, you're not really thinking as you probably would be in the first half, and he's just thought, I'm going to get rid of it.
Yeah, actually, maybe it's the right decision, all said and done.
As we wait for the ball, we need a good delivery here.
Yeah.
And it was, but...
It was. And I tell you what, I don't know how... There wasn't really anyone in blue in that critical area.
Oh,
I tell you what, you've leapt like a salmon there.
Just hoping that something may happen from it. Just as the fire alarm goes off here, we with 3 minutes to go. It's all sorted.
MJB burns the toast.
Beans on toast. So
who's that run after the ball? Is that Will? Look at that commitment from him, because there was no way that I was breaking a walk there to go and get the ball.
No, but it's not your greatest kick. Kicked very well, and he's not given the foul.
No, he's fallen over there. And Luke Longman now after it. Oh, Charlie's missed it. It's bouncing around. Alex Quick.
Do you know what? He's just got to take it to the corner here.
Yeah.
But that's poor from Ollie there, to be honest.
Yeah.
Alex has kept the ball. You got to know the situation. Yes, he's hit the target, but personally, I think he should have played a little 1-2 with Alex, and kept territory. But you've won it back again here, so
yeah. There we go. Now we'll just look after. Now go to the corner, Ollie.
He wants his goal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And I think he's conceded a foul on Ted Warren. Ted Warren had a very good game at right back.
He did.
Our hockey friend, and I don't know where I'm going here. We're supposed to be trying to.
Is Tom Barratt not taking it and clearing your lines? Doesn't look that way, does it?
No, I think we put Tom maybe left mid or so he's probably a bit too far away.
Mm-hmm.
Little kick of the ball away from DMG. He knows those. He knows all the tricks.
And we are. Luke Longman, his first touch, been on for 5 minutes, and this is what you want to see.
That's it. That's brilliant play. Brilliant.
That is superb play from him. He's eaten up a few valuable seconds there for us. Superb centre forward play by Luke there.
God, I'm literally running around like a headless chicken here.
Mm-hmm.
But as you said, tiny bit of jet lag maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But good tackle by Ryan. Little nutmeg, and we've counter-attacked.
No, you've got. Have you? It's gone through it. Don't really know what's going on here.
I mean, it's just scrappy again as we look to try and attack, but little ball from Josh, and what a win.
What a win by George Fisher there. Not once, but twice.
I mean, yes, Josh wasn't at 100%, but the fact he's got up so well there, you got to say fair play.
Yeah.
All right.
Benham's looked after the ball there.
He gives it to Greg, gets it in a decent area again. What's he thinking?
He's thinking he wants to shoot.
Yeah, unfortunately,
it's down to it. Tom Barratt.
A
finest effort there.
Few reactions. Debbie Wright's looking at her watch.
Yeah.
She's doing a Ferguson on the touchline.
And I found Ollie out wide. He's just still trying it. Valuable few seconds, and he's played a.
Ryan's done well there.
Ryan has done well there.
And I think that's where Ryan got his scabby knee, which he posted lots of very beautiful pictures in the WhatsApp group of following this game, for all of our joys as we make some desperation subs here just to try and get some fresh legs on. I think Ryan actually had to come off because he's injured his leg there from that slide tackle, so fair play to Ryan, left it all on the pitch.
He did. I'll tell you what, thinking about it now, there's only 30 seconds left. MJB's probably thinking, how long do I need to add on here? And
exactly,
here we go.
it's a big here he comes.
Here he goes. He's replaced his son Sam Fisher, who has run ragged for the last couple of minutes. It's really nice to see a few father-son combinations on there. And George again, he's there and composed and found the pass, and that is
here
coming
it is.
In. That's pure frustration. And here we go. MJB getting his book out and showing a yellow card to Nathan Bingham there. Some say MJB's highlight of his refereeing career, the ability to book his son, something that he never thought he'd get to do. But here we are, a booking for Nathan Bingham and £10 more to Sport in Mind.
Exactly. We said before the game, any bookings, £10 for Sport in Mind. So
and here we are.
Yeah.
TK, keep that in the corner. He's
here we go.
Really well. It's Mark there. He's pulled it back.
Oh.
Chris Fisher. Oh, how has he missed?
It's an absolute howler from him.
How has he missed?
And he's blown the full-time whistle.
And Team Wright have won it. The first ever Bing versus Wright charity game for Sport in Mind. Will, not go down as a classic to the spectators, but for Team Wright, it was a huge, huge moment. You can see us all congratulating each other, hugging each other. I don't care that I've punched it in my own net now. Giving Miles a hug. It's great to see, a shake of John Payne's hand there. He did a fantastic job at Lino.
There's a hug between the two captains.
There's the embrace. We love to see it. Team Wright are absolutely buzzing after, the messages in the week with Ross saying that I was going to get a bad back picking the ball out the net. Fair play to Ross though. He did say that he would donate £5 to Sporting Mind if he didn't score, and he did. Didn't score and then donate the £5. But look at that.
A couple of the old heads chatting at the end there, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
Kev consoling Craig. I think Craig was really struggling actually with an injury. So, as pretty much everyone leaving that field is limping or struggling to some extent. So, we put our bodies on the line to raise some money for charity and have a good kick around with some mates.
Buzzing. He's never been so happy in his life.
I mean,
we're all being clapped off. Superb.
Big ovation.
Team Wright with definitely a lot less supporters than Team Bing, as you can tell, but we don't care. We were the underdogs going into it, and we came out victorious, and it was a great moment for those players who, as you said, Ollie, being a Tottenham fan, hasn't got much silverware, so this was big for him. And there we go, the first Bing versus Wright, a classic for nobody other than Team Wright.
That's it. And when you think about it, there were probably about 35 players, probably about 50 to 100 on the sideline, raised £1,500, and it was such a good day, not only on the day but all the build up, the group chat, and people were motivated to go and play football and get fit, and it was everything before and during, and it was such a good event that we managed to put together, literally just from us having a little chat and oh yeah, we should just have a game, and it just evolved and evolved and evolved, and we managed to do a great job of it, and hopefully we can do it again at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure that next time it will be Medeski Stadium.
Maybe it can be Team Lee against Team Waterhouse.
Them two can both lead the teams out. And,
or maybe that could be charity.
Congratulations on organising, Nathan, and well done.
No, we did it together. So, and as we said, we already thanked. We've thanked Ted, we've thanked Ryan, we've thanked Patrick, we thanked MJB, we thanked John, we thanked everyone, Russell, all who volunteered and made the game an awesome memory for us all.